So we are here if you've been following me at my second flip of all time. If you're thinking about getting into flipping, I would imagine this is gonna be a great video for you because I'm gonna show you all the shit that gets exposed when you open up and finally get into remodeling, especially an older house. And then I'm gonna tell you how we actually are gonna kind of negate some of the issues that we've ran into, which we've ran into a ton. The very first one that I'm gonna talk about here in a second is something we need to address immediately. And then at the end of this video, also my contractor's on his way here. I'm gonna mic him up so that you guys can hear the issues that he found and what we're gonna do to fix them and solve them like this. So right out of the gate, if you have been following me, massive tree right here, we took that baby down, so that has been cut down, and now we're getting after it. You can see that the garage has already been taken down, which is awesome. I'm gonna show you what we found in there though here in a little bit, some major issues. So I'm gonna take you through. Looks like the neighbor's coming out right now. I'm gonna go meet him. He's been awesome. How's it going, sir?
Good. How are you?
Good, Jackson.
Jackson.
Yeah, sí. Owner, I bought this. ¿Habla inglés un poco? ¿Tú hablas inglés? Oh, un poco? All right, so I did my piss poor job of trying to speak Spanish. I swear that all I want to do is learn Spanish so bad, but I was talking to him just a little bit. You know, we're trying to understand each other. Anyways, I'm going to take you through. Again, I was talking about the biggest, not mistake, but thing you got to watch. And this is what the neighbor just said, actually. And he was speaking to my contractor who speaks Spanish, obviously fluent. You notice how he has a huge gate out front, or a fence. And this one was a rental, so they never put a fence in front of it. Well, we bought it, and all of a sudden, this happened. So my contractor called and said, "Hey, dude, were you in there? The door's open." I was like, "No, I haven't been there in like a week." "Well, someone kicked it in." I'm like, "You gotta be shitting me." So we closed on it, and the first thing that happened, someone kicked the dog shit out of the door. So not only that, this door got bent, and it's one of those metal framed ones. So now that's just another expense. And these exterior doors, he said, are like $300 to $400. So I think we got to replace the frame because, you know, it's not holding a door anymore, and buy a new door. So even though we got a lockbox on here, someone came and just kicked the dog shit out of it. So I'm gonna take you outside and show you the other structural issues that we ran into. And again, I'll have my contractor come talk. But you can see a lot of the work that's already been done. But check out the inside. If you guys have been following me, I'm gonna turn on my go-go gadget light here. Maybe you can see a little better. You can already see how much it's opened up. Not a load-bearing wall, obviously. Took that wall out. And now check out the space that we got in here. So foundation we'll show you outside. That's the number one thing I'm learning here, especially in Texas, is foundation is the first thing you look at. Well, this one's got a little bit of issues, but not too bad level wise. But yes, a massive issue when I go outside and show you. Again, I'll show you in a little bit, but really nice. We're gonna replace all the flooring and stuff, but apparently it took the guys 5 days to clean this thing out. It didn't look too bad when we were in here, but man, in fact, I'll tell you what happened at the end over there in that back bedroom. Not good. But the other thing is this drywall up here is really sagging, so a lot of it's gonna have to be replaced. You can see I'm like pushing it up. I don't know if you can see it's bowed down pretty good. So here's the plan right now. We got this wall out. It looks way bigger in here. You've got 2 bedrooms over here and a bathroom. The goal is out this door is to build a little hallway that leads into an extra bedroom and bathroom, mudroom, and a door out to the back. So that's gonna add some really good square footage. Sorry, people are driving by. Really good square footage to the house. I don't know, it's weird. Everybody, like, people are just stopping out there and looking. And now I know this place has been kicked down. The door, you're a little eerie. But the other thing is with the kitchen here. So the cabinets are actually pretty decent. Like, they're not original. It's something they probably did later on. But what my wife said we're gonna do is we're gonna lift them up about 6 inches so they're a little closer to the top. And as you can see, whoever installed them didn't do the best job. They're really misaligned. And apparently, you know, our contractor's like, no problem. We can pull those off, line them up, straighten them up, and lift them up just a little bit higher. So it's gonna feel a little bigger in here. We'll probably replace the countertops with something fresh and shiny. And then now we've got, you know, a great kitchen. So that, unlike a lot of the ones that we look at where you got a complete gut job, this is one that we're actually just gonna work with and keep. Can't remember if we're doing a little island in the middle or not, but now you can see the space in here, just how much room you get tearing down one little wall. And then when we add that square footage over there. So here is the bedrooms. all cleared out finally. Obviously, we've got just some of our, there's cast iron piping in here. I'll show you in a second. It's a no-go in Texas. It's something that they used because copper was expensive. I'm finding out. Just like everything with flipping, I'm just finding everything out, now. But the cast iron apparently was cheaper than copper, and it was all the rage. And then now it's after a while, the water here is really hard on them. It oxidizes and just snaps and breaks like very easily. So this is kind of what it looks like. You can actually see all the rust build up in there, and it's really hard on the stuff. So we found out on our first flip, on the Kingwood flip, when they were removing some of the stuff, it was just snapping and breaking. So that's why they had to replace it all. So we have new pipes, water pipes, everything exposed, and they'll just put that new, it's not even PEX, it's a newer style PEX that expands. There's a lot of that, now it's freezing here in Texas, so it burst pipes, so that's better. But now you can see this is all gutted out, so we'll do the nice walk-in tile shower here. This room was nasty, and the worker said it was just atrocious. The bed was so filthy and sticky and nasty, and there was drugs and needles in here. And it was just, you guys are looking at the B-roll of it, but I mean, there was just crap everywhere. You can see the filth just on the baseboards, like mold, and I mean, it's just dirty. And then in there was a bunch of crap too, and there was actually some sexual toys in there, if you remember from episode 1. So everything got cleared out. It was 5 loads to the dump of just trash. So I told my contractor, I said, I guess that's the new record going forward. We'll just see which house has the most garbage and trash. Comment down below if you've ever done a flip and how many trailer loads of garbage you've had to take. So right now our record is 5. So it's a really, good 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. But what we'll do is pop this open, and that would go into the hallway, extra bedroom, bathroom. So let's go check that out. And here's one thing you can notice right away, and we're gonna get to it more. That's a 2x4 in here that really bad termite damage. So that's one issue that we ran into on this flip. Now let me take you outside and show you, because I'm gonna turn off this light. That's what might get us in a little bit more trouble with the house. So here we can see, I got my workers back out here, but we've got this all torn down, and we're gonna frame it back up. Remember, it was being held up by a 2x4 over there. Well, when they tore everything off, most of it looked pretty good except for that. And that one's not too bad, but it definitely needs to be replaced. That is a major beam that holds up and supports the house, the walls. But this bottom one here is right by the one inside too, so really bad termite damage. And you can see it sag down as well. So kind of hard to tell maybe in the camera, but this pier and beam right here is leaning really far forward, and there's about an inch or 2 sag in the whole house this way. So I'll tell you how we're gonna fix it here in a little bit, but my contractor should be here. He's getting the material for a lot of this, but these beams they've got to be replaced. You can't keep that. The whole thing will fall over. So we got to make sure that the termites are done. You can see there's a bunch of shells and stuff. They've been living in here. So that is one of the issues we found. It's not everywhere, but it's definitely on some of them. We have foundation companies here that'll come and do a bunch of this stuff. But as you can see here, these are, I always called them bottle jacks growing up, but a bunch of bottle jacks. These are probably, they're 2 ton right there. So yeah, I was gonna say they're 1 or 1.5, 2 ton jacks, and you get 5 of them on there, and we're gonna just lift this side up an inch until it's level, and then replace those beams and get them all brand new. So it seems, as a new flipper, these are the things when I heard it, like, hey, it's out of whack, there's termite damage, and we got to, jack it up. But once you come out and look and talk to the contractor, he's like, yeah, we got 5 jacks, we'll just lift it up an inch or so, and then we're gonna replace those boards, put it down, and we'll be good. So it's not that easy, but it's also not as big of a deal. And the more I'm talking to all these people who do these flips, like 90% of them have some kind of foundation issue, it seems, if they're older especially. So the other thing they did with that garage, they just tied it in really, just not professionally. They kind of just butted the roof onto the other roof there. So our framers had to cut a lot of it. You can see there's a ton of water damage up there. Almost every one of those, 2x4 trusses, 2x4 trusses have water damage, whatever. So a lot of that's gonna be replaced and then braced up so it's done correctly. And we'll, whoa, shit, I fell down. Lift this side up, you know, an inch to level it, replace those beams, and we'll be looking pretty good. The other thing is, you can see the air conditioner we moved over. It was on this side of the house on this little concrete pad, but I mean, it was basically touching this, and there was no room. So it'd be nice for somebody to be able to use this walkway right here to get to their backyard. Well, that was blocking it. So we're moving it to the back. One thing that again came up was that the copper pipe, you know, the little 1/4-inch tubing or whatever for that, was all bad and broken. So we got to replace that, and it was low on Freon. So again, some more additional costs that just come up. $125 apparently is what we have to pay to get the new copper lines ran for that. And then the Freon, I don't know what that cost is yet, but I would imagine we're a couple $100, but we'll get the air conditioner moved to the back and out of the way so that it's not being hit a lot and not being seen by other people. So that's what we got going so far. Now the other thing is, I'm standing, you know, where obviously there's gonna be new flooring. So I'll be interested actually when my contractor comes to see what we're doing, because I don't know if you just literally build a wall. My thought is doing all the framing I did younger, you know, is pouring new concrete like foundation, and we call them footings. But as you can see there, that garage has more of like the footing right around, but it stops there, and then they just framed it down. So I'll be curious to see what he recommends we're gonna do to now support another bedroom, bathroom, and all that. The good news is, from what I see, you know, all your drains and everything are underneath the house, and they're not like in the concrete, obviously, because this thing is jacked up. And I'm going to talk about that here in a second. It's really important here in Texas, especially getting these houses lifted up, but it should make tying into the sewer and stuff a little easier. So this house, one of the first things I'm doing now, you know, I've been running into a lot of little things, and I'm going to talk about in a future episode another house that I'm buying that has some pretty, I don't want to say serious, but big title issues. I didn't know that. And so, you know, I was talking to somebody who goes, well, are you pulling preliminary title reports on all these houses before you flip them? I'm like, no, like, should I? He goes, hell yeah. Like, you need to figure out everything before you get into buying these houses. And I'm like, all right, I didn't know that. And everybody, you guys are all probably laughing at me right now, but it's something that if you have a good relationship like I do with title, I can actually pull up a preliminary title report, which could have told me everything that I learned today about an hour and a half on the phone with multiple people that we have some issues on that house. Hopefully we can get it solved. If not, we got to walk away from it. But it's something that I, you know, now I've invested a lot of time there, you know, hundreds of dollars on, you know, inspections. And anyways, this is something that I'm learning right out of the gate as a rookie house flipper. Some protocol, right? So the number one protocol is, when I look at a property, I go to the county map. Again, we have flood issues here, so I'm going to look at the flood zone map. This house was not in a flood zone, and the one thing that I learned about that, I wanted to learn more, like, okay, if it's in a flood zone, what do we do? Well, you have to get it up on elevation. So when you see these houses on elevation like this, jacked up, if you can get it to a certain height, you can actually get a what's called a elevation certificate, right? And is that what it? I believe that's what it is. Elevation. Anyways, it's an elevation certificate that basically says that you're up high enough out of the flood zone. Again, this is not even in a flood zone, but it helps. And what that does is it allows you to actually be able to get insurance on the property, or maybe you can get insurance on it, but it'll be astronomical. And if you can actually get that elevation certificate in there and that you are above it, you can actually get a lot cheaper insurance. So this house, not in a flood zone, but if it was, at least it's up on blocks. And if not, that's something that you would want to come in and do, is try and lift it up higher than the, you know, to get a elevation certificate. I hope that's the right word. Anyways, so that, you know, when you go to sell it, you can actually say that it's got the flood cert, you know, they can get insured on it. Again, I'm not 1,000% on it, but that's what I'm going to look at, is flood zone stuff. And then I'm going to look at foundation, number one. And those are the two things that, you know, have caught us here, but not too big of a deal. So we're adding on. The other thing they did is, when we came back here the other day, remember, I was like, man, I feel like there's just snakes back here. Well, apparently they were back here. There's machetes over here somewhere. They chopped all this down. It's all like bushes and a lot of poison ivy, apparently. But there was definitely some snakes living in here, which, whew, I don't do too good with snakes. So I'm already like not really wanting to walk back here. But check this out. When you do get back here, and again, that's why I think it's pretty cool to have like that AC unit moved over there and have a big walkway. But man, you get back here, sorry, my heart's thumping right now. I don't like them damn snakes, man. I'm getting better. I'm like really looking. I don't know. I'm from Idaho. I'm not used to this snake shit. I feel like they're all going to jump out and get me in the neck. You can see now how much space we have. It looks just amazing back here. They really did a good job at clearing out this backyard. And if we stay up on it, you know, it'll be good. But, you know, I think this will look just awesome in pictures to have. They cleared a bunch of the limbs off the house. It just cleaned it up. And now you got this big old backyard. And then you'll have, you know, a good sized 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house now. So there's Contractor Man. Why don't we get him mic'd up and we can learn a little bit more about what's going on at this bad boy. But hey, flip number 2 is in the books. As a complete rookie, I am learning more in these past 1.5 flips than I have 2 years of listening to podcasts and watching other people do it. So you just got to start doing shit. And I appreciate everybody that's been commenting about how raw my content is in my videos. I'm literally just laying it out there. Whatever I see, I say. Whatever I see, I show. And I'm going to build this house flipping business from the ground up. I'm going to get him mic'd up, and we're going to go through this a little bit more about what our plans are. So let me do that. All right, so we're trying to figure out where to put the AC right now. Here, big dog, clip this on real quick for me.
I know where I want it. I just want to see if you're okay with that.
Wherever you want it, I want it. I actually was thinking about it. Moving it from over there where you had no walkway back here, that's going to give a nice path back here. So
Yes, sir.
put it over here. Is that, yeah, right in the corner?
Right there in that
Hell
corner.
yeah.
Because you got dead space right there.
And it kind of hides it, you know?
Yeah, and it hides it so nobody steals it. 'Cause
As long
look,
as is it not an issue to put it there pretty easy?
no,
Yeah.
that's what we're going to do.
Okay, do it.
See how thick it is of leaves?
I know, dude.
It is covered in leaves.
need a cat
These
skid
guys
steer
been
back
raking and raking and raking.
Need to get a cat skid steer back here, huh?
Yeah. Actually, not anymore. I mean, it's decent.
No, it looks awesome now. Like, it looks huge back here.
Yeah.
I'm still afraid one of these snakes can come up and eat
Nah,
me
you're
now.
good out here now. I mean, you can see it.
We took their habitat.
Definitely.
So
You
cool.
see the fencing that I was telling you about?
Yeah.
You couldn't even see it.
Yeah, it was all growing
It
over.
was all growing over, everything.
So do
the
we just
floor
leverage
was-
the neighbor's fences and not have to build, or do you want to build a fresh
No,
one?
no. Just take that out.
Yeah, take that out and then just use theirs and yeah,
Pressure wash it.
cool.
Fix this one up a little bit.
Fix it up, yeah.
A few boards and call it a day.
Yeah, these ones need some new top rails or whatever.
Yeah. Easy.
We need to talk to them behind there. It looks like they're letting it go. Maybe we buy it.
Yeah, why not?
So show me just real quick on that beam over there, like
Yeah, so that beam,
how you jack it up.
so basically you see where this is deteriorated completely?
Yeah.
Oscar's at Home Depot right now getting us a new beam to cut
Okay,
that
cool.
out. We'll have to jack up the sides to pick up the house. See the blocks are kind of starting to tip over this
I
way?
did, yep.
We'll fix all that.
So that pier and beam there is leaning this way because
Mm-hmm.
that's sagging, breaking. So are those just like 4x6s or?
4x6s, yeah.
Okay, so you have those 5 bottle jacks. You'll just kind of lift the whole thing up, and then
Correct.
you're able to pull that one out and put a new freshie in.
Right.
And then how do you level that? Like that one looks like even the
Once it's in the air, the house,
yeah.
we'll fix that up.
How do they usually do that?
They'll pull those out, fix the dirt, level it back up,
Okay.
set the beam back on it, and drop the house on it.
All right. The other thing I was curious about is now we're building, that bedroom, bathroom over here. Do you build new concrete like footings over here, or do a pier and beam style? Like what do you frame on?
Just like that.
Just like that. Okay.
They're already sitting over there.
Oh, okay.
We're ready to go.
The cinder block. So
Yep.
that's what you.
That's
frame
what this
them on.
is.
That's what that is. It's just textured
Cinder
on the.
block.
Oh yeah, there it is.
You're
Same
actually
thing.
going to be in a stronger foundation here because you're on a concrete foundation.
Okay, cool. And that's what you'll use is just this.
Oh, that's my
with-
base?
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's awesome.
What do you think about extending it to the edge, Jackson?
Yeah, I mean, more space. That would be a bigger mud room. So we're gonna have a hallway here. Mm-hmm. Enter this way would be your mud room.
Right?
And then
bedroom
and
restroom.
restroom. Okay.
And what do you think having a back door right here,
Yeah, I think definitely.
right?
100%. You got to
And
have
now-
some access point back there.
And now we have all this opening here on this side.
I really like
After-
that. Now that that's gone, you'll have a
After
walkway.
100, yeah, after 100 bags of trash.
And then once this is cleared out, this is going to be a huge backyard. I see a lot of, people are going to enjoy having that much space
Yeah, I agree. I wish this tree wasn't here because it's going to be directly in the way when
when you frame.
we frame, but
Is it going to hit?
no, I saw it already. It'll clear.
Oh, yeah, it'll clear. It's so pretty, though, man. If someone wants to take it out later, I guess they can, but
I know, I love that tree too. It's just right in the way of your pathway. Remember, you're going right here, so you're
Yeah.
gonna have to go. But this will all be gone. All this old fencing will all be out the way, so you'll still have a good pathway.
so you might run into the roots or something there a little bit, but
Possibly.
we don't
Possibly.
have to extend, but it
We don't have
might
to.
as well. I mean,
It's just the extra 5 feet, and an extra 5 feet gives you a whole mudroom, dude. I mean,
it
it's,
does.
and you can actually have the restroom on this side too.
Oh, that'd be interesting. And then just have almost like a primary suite over here.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay. I'll
Because
ask.
this is long, and the
What
door.
if we can measure
and,
that? Like
look,
that. I mean, that would be a huge primary suite.
and look. Here's the thing. This door doesn't have to be here. We can move it over some. No problem. No issues. No problem. No nothing. No big
Yeah,
deal at
I'll
all.
take a video of that and I'll ask Jill. And if we make one big primary suite, and then you've got like the kids' rooms or whatever on the opposite side of the house, that might. you know, I guess you'd be next to the mud room and all that, but you'd have a bathroom. But that would be nice for laundry too. Like,
Yes, it would.
you'd be doing all your laundry right there.
So normally a restroom is about 6 feet. So you're at 6 feet right there.
Okay.
You can actually move that door over a foot or two, no problem.
Because the bathtubs usually like what, 5 feet, like 60 inch or something.
Right. And if you go now to the length, so you're at 12 feet.
So 12.
So 12, you can divide it. You can
12 by
either
6. Yeah.
you can do the mudroom on this side or the restroom on this side. You can the mudroom for the washroom doesn't have to be very big. It's the restroom that you want to be at least 8 feet. So you would have about 4 feet for the mudroom.
Okay. So you need 4 feet for the mud room. That gets the washer dryer, and then the bathroom would be 6 foot by 8. You said.
That's if that's what you want to do. If not, we can still do it a little bit differently.
Have like an oversized mud
This
room.
just gives
and
us
then,
a ton of space right here, Jackson.
yeah.
I mean,
I'll
12
ask her because she'll probably be like, okay, that we if you get that extra 6 foot by 12 foot, then let's just make this bigger. That okay, cool.
And this will give you a massive bedroom now.
Which I think would be nice because you don't have really a big one. Now you'd have like your designated primary, really nice.
Have you already been inside or no?
The 2 extra bedrooms share that bathroom. That's pretty money.
Yeah.
I think that would, but that's my opinion. We'll see what
Have you been inside yet?
I did. Yeah, it looks awesome.
Did you see the restroom?
Yeah.
We're probably gonna have to pull that wall out because the faucet was in the shower was broken. It was always leaking, so it's got mold there.
I was talking about that. Those cast iron pipes. They just don't last here, do they?
No, we don't. No, but that's old. That's the old plumbing, cast iron.
And they
It's
just
all
break and they leak. And
CPVC, PEX, Upanor. That's what
Okay.
you use now. They have PEX coming out right there, so I think they might have repiped, but that was the stupidest way of repiping going underneath the house because guess what? If it does freeze,
oh yeah, it's screwed.
you're done.
But the new stuff you guys use expands, so it's a
Yeah,
little more-
so I mean, we can possibly. I don't wanna go and replumb this whole house.
No.
But if this can be reused and reran to the water heater from the top, from the attic, instead of
That was for the water heater there, then, huh?
it was, yeah.
I don't remember. Okay, so that was the water heater.
That was a water heater, but they brought the new piping to the water heater.
I got you.
But yeah, as soon as we saw that, you can see that's already given. It's already given out.
At least it's on this edge where you got plenty of room to work with, man. The other side might be.
You saw the
difficult.
electrical temporary.
It did. Yep. Tent pole. Yep.
We got our plug there,
That's awesome. I love it.
and
All right. Well, actually, show me that. I didn't actually fully know. I noticed the bathroom in the water, but I didn't notice that mold. Nice that tree gone right there too. Are they gonna grind that stump out later?
yes, sir. They're coming back to finish trimming.
Once this is all gone.
Yeah, they're coming back. They're coming back tomorrow, actually.
And then they kicked that freaking door in.
You saw that, right?
Yes. And then you think that door's pretty bent too.
And then you saw it's in bad shape.
Yeah.
Then you saw the walls
I
gone.
did. I actually FaceTimed Jill. She loved it.
Tons of electrical.
Yeah. And then she said you guys are moving these you're gonna level them all, but move them up.
Raise them up, yeah.
Raise them up 6 inches, and then make them level. Whoever installed. Okay, cool. It's gonna be nice in here.
Yeah. You feel the floor right here, right? Yep.
Yeah, it's like I just stepped in it. I didn't step in that earlier.
There's no support under there.
And there was a wall right there. Holy shit.
Yeah. We're gonna have to get under this house and double check.
So they just framed a wall on top of basically
Nothing.
plywood.
Yeah.
Good
So we'll have
night.
to get under there and see what's
And just
going
support
on.
this area, because yeah, that's terrible.
That is terrible.
I mean, you can feel
But
that.
these are the things that you catch whenever you start.
Oh my god, yeah, you can see that thing. I feel like you're gonna fall through it.
So yeah,
Okay.
the restroom. We don't have any light, but I'll turn on my flashlight.
Yeah, and I got a go-go gadget light on this thing too.
So the restroom, this one right here, this one right here, look, full of mold. You can smell it though.
You can.
I mean, this
Musty.
we're gonna just come in and spray all these walls out.
Do we need to get an exterminator to come put the termite
Nope.
stuff in here, you think?
There's no live termites.
They're all like, that's what I noticed, just a bunch of shells of them.
Yeah, you would have seen them. I think somebody got it already.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah, they would have been gone completely, Jackson. All these studs would have been completely
You've
gone.
seen them just turn into dust?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This restroom had already been remodeled, but they did a terrible job here. Right here, this whole thing leaked the whole time, so that's why you have all that.
So you're thinking that this whole wall here, studs, everything's got to go, and then, or
Not
just
the
that
studs,
drywall
just the
stuff?
drywall.
Is this just go straight out to the exterior?
I think it goes to the
Back of the closet over there?
yeah. I think it goes to the closet. See, por favor.
Okay.
I've already brought some
Oh
insulation.
yeah.
Look, you see, right there, buddy.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
The
can
the
see all
closets
the
were
mold.
stuffed, so we couldn't tell. We already brought in some insulation, some piping for the plumbing. We leave everything in here because it's not the best neighborhood.
Yeah, I know.
That's just settling from the house. I'm not too
Something
concerned.
on that, do they just tape texture it again? Or
Yeah.
do you gotta replace that?
No, we got to screw it back in and then tape and texture.
What
it in.
about this lid that's really saggy right there? Then can that be screwed back in, or is that drywall just gone? It looks like it's like got a bunch of water in it.
So if
Hard to
it's
see.
if it's been wet, we'll have to cut back. You see, like back way over here,
Yeah, where it's good.
and then it's in reinstall.
So that's, you can actually see it's just one sheet. You can see the seam of it,
Yep,
but it is
sagging.
bad.
It is sagging pretty bad. And I hate this crown molding. What do you think?
You hate the what?
The crown molding, especially because we're raising up the cabinets.
Yeah.
So the only thing is, Jackson, I think that the reason why they did it like that way, that height, you see the refrigerator?
They just went over the top of it.
If you go higher, it's gonna have a big gap there.
Okay.
You wanna rethink that?
Yeah. Now that I see that, I'll ask her, and it would put it above the window too. Mm-hmm. So I'll ask
And you
her
got
that.
one side higher than the other.
I want to video that so that she can see it.
You see it, right?
I do. Yeah, because you could, I mean, put some kind of gap filler underneath it, but then you're above the windows. It might look.
Stupid? Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what she says.
One side's higher than the other as well. That's slower.
It
That's
does
higher.
look lower.
Look at the window.
I like the first thing I was like, my eyes jacked up because
Nope.
this side's way lower than that.
We can drop this side a little bit and match it.
All right, we'll see what she says to that. Cool, man. Other than that, she's looking pretty clean, man.
It's moving. It is moving.
Gotta find some more now.
You're getting rid of that stove? I'm guessing so. It's missing a knob.
And there is, I mean, I see the gas meter in the back, so they
There's
obviously.
gas. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a crappy one, we'll probably put one of those new like stainless steel ones. They always look
Yeah.
a lot better.
Gas are like $600.
Yeah, and just make it look nice. Get a matching microwave. But okay, well, cool, man. Well, you guys are gonna start jacking up that and try and get the beams in today.
Yes, sir. We have to do that first before we start framing
Doing
the-
anything, and they're already getting the AC moved over. Perfect. Okay, looking pretty solid.
It's coming.
All right, so last thing is I'm gonna take a video because this is what I've found out. You know, I'll forget half this shit. So my wife's really good at the design. So I'm just gonna take a video explaining, you know, this extra 6 by 12 feet here. And then I'll probably go home and help her draw it out, you know, just so she can probably see it in her head, but that way we can get it in our head of where now, because the mudroom and bathroom and everything was gonna go here, but now you've got that extra 6 foot by 12 foot section here. You could move everything like my contractor said over this way and have one big primary room. So we'll see what she says to that, but I'm gonna just take a video of that for her. Now, some of those issues that I'm talking about, actually in this video right here, it almost killed my first flip. In fact, it almost made me quit fixing flipping right here. So learn what that mistake was and how I fixed it and how you can avoid it, you know, if you're ever gonna do a flip. So click that video right there.